All right, everybody. Better late than never edition here on Tuesday, 2 o'clock. Maybe it's a better time even for some people. But let's get into it. Coming up, I think we could officially say this is the start of the holiday season. 12/12/24, little harmonic date today, and I think we should talk about pretty much everything that we're anticipating between now and Christmas. Less than 2 weeks away. And then get ready for the whole 2025 trade. What's going on? Thanks for everybody for showing up. Yeah, 2 o'clock. Normally we're 12 o'clock, 12:30-ish. Great to see everybody. We will look at focus, I think, a lot with what's happening with Bitcoin. That has been really dictating every event, every kind of turning point in the cycle. And, you know, when it broke out, that's when the whole crypto thing started. So great to see everyone. Let me know if everything's okay on my side or your side. Freeze, what's up? Flies, Call, David, yes, LG, Jonas, Rec Law, Neil, B Sonic, GGH, and everyone else. Thanks for showing up today. Really quick, you guys know what I'm going to say next, right? Get the software. Okay, get over to harmonictrader.com. For all the new folks, just become a basic member because all of the resources are there. And then go to that basic members page. Check out the books, the videos. But you should get this software, namely for TradingView, because they have all of the data feeds for crypto. And it's probably just the best option, especially if you're starting out. Send your TradingView username to hpc@sr-analyst.com. We had our session, the HPC software webinar, about a week and a half ago. And I decided I did post that. So that's on the YouTube channel in the library here, also on the basic member page. But let's talk about Bitcoin. Let's highlight what's going on here with the whole count against this crab pattern, where we talked about the pause that started all the way back on the 11th here. T1 was generated, and it was a big 1618 move. So as of last night, 30 bars were up. Now we start looking. What are we looking for is the obvious continuation. Is this the type 1 failure? And this is the pattern we've talked about for really since the breakout above 75. But the whole rationale is this correction is going to lead to a 1618 minimum, overshoot 1902, which it has. And then beyond that, the larger targets kick in. The weekly targets are there. Your weekly all-time 1618, again, 1025. We know all of that. But what should happen beyond here now is the acceleration. You hit the target, you're pausing. But beyond this, once we break out, we're, in my opinion, the 30-day minimum is a great little window for that kind of pause consolidation before realistically doing anything crazier. Great. What's going on? What's up, chat? More people filing in. Great to see you. What's up, Justin? Grace? Yeah, sorry about today, guys. Yeah, normally we're 12:30-ish. Today's 2 o'clock. We'll take it into the close. We'll look at stocks, look at the futures. I mean, we're hitting all those targets. Probably need to talk about what happens if we take this stuff out. Trump's not even in office yet. We're just entering that seasonal time between November and April that are the most bullish. So it's December, 2 weeks in. We'll take a look at that. But for Bitcoin, again, that whole pause, which is still higher, it's sideways to higher. I thought maybe it would be sideways to down, but we had one test against the whole pattern at 90. I think once we resolve everything you're looking at here, I know people are saying, it's going to go back to 75K, or it might go back to 85K. I'm not there. The way this is acting now, we should follow that trend channel higher and just, keep moving. Keep moving back. I mean, that's, yes, technically you're trying to start a second wave moon phase, but you're acting within a relative constraint of that uptrend channel. And that's not, you can project that forward. The big targets we talked about, 1618 has an overshoot number at 1902. Just basic levels that we would look at first step in the process. Hold on, let me come back to there. The daily numbers. That's the weekly. There you go. This kind of stuff. 115. 115. I don't think anything beyond 115, and that's probably the most optimistic I would be. And that's a 2618 kind of overshoot if we get to that high. 112, 113, something like that. But this crab pattern, the fact that today's day one after that 30 bar window, and we talked about that happening here where, not saying bearish, just saying, hey, this moonshot from 65 up to 90, we should look for some pause consolidation. That's about as strong as you can be, though. And it says, I want to go higher in the face of the pattern, in the face of top end hop level. So 96K. 96K is that top end where going forward, that should become support. If this is a failure, we've given it enough time. Today's day one past that maximum window where you say, this pattern's losing its mojo. The chances are breaking out, continuing. We're not surprised. What determines that exactly when is, can we get this stuff? Can we get the overall momentum in HSI turning back up? I think you're really close. Amplified. Look, here you are. You got overbought, but what that is just simply a complex consolidation. Come back, do a mild retest. You hit the 50, great. And this is part of what I'm really tracking for crypto and total to see when this second wave begins. Is it going to start now, Christmas, or maybe before the new year? Bitcoin's really going to dictate it. I think that gets you going. That's daily. So every daily candle here being green is critical. Final piece of this is get HSI back above the 50 zone, and then price will follow. I mean, price will follow, and what you're looking for is kind of resumption of what started back in November. And you do a next segment leg, something like that, 112, 115 from here. That's the way, over time, you realize that not all harmonic patterns are going to give effect. Certainly, you're going to get this reaction pause thing at the clearest of structures. Here's a almost perfect crab pattern off critical highs, lows, 168 zone, either confirmation. Just even if you're ballparking it, you're saying, okay, Bitcoin's got a pause here at 92, 96. What's it doing? Just continuing to grind higher. So it's all strength that helps the cause. Trends higher, bigger targets. We talked bigger targets before last week in detail. For now, I don't want to take anything beyond just saying, hey, 115, 112, 115 between now and the end of the year. 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Like that. So there's your monthly. Remember, big 1618. That's been the basis of everything? And then can you go to overshoot number, which is, some people use the 2.0. I just find that the 1902 works incredibly well. That's what we use with the regular crab. And so that's like 119, 120, something like that. It would explain the overshoot, but we'll see. And again, taking a look at the calendar, pretty amazing. Just got to kind of get perspective that here we go. Thursday the 12th. And then one more full week. Then Christmas week and New Year's week. First full week will be January. So we might be doing that. I'm thinking to do a start of the year strategy session with the software. And we'll maybe do that the 2nd, January 2nd. We'll see. I'll let you guys know. That's all part of the whole software deal. You get the software, you'll be a part of that. I'll have more details on Tuesday. I'm just still trying to figure out what's the best day to do that. What's going on? What's up, Vincent? What's going on, Greg? Hold on one second, Paris. How you doing? Organic coffee's in the house too. I will let you guys know about that probably Tuesday in detail, but it's going to be more like a 1 hour, what should we be looking at strategy session. If it's crypto and it's stocks, but big stuff. I think it's important because between now and the inauguration, you're going to get a wave. And then after the inauguration, you're going to get probably a bigger move. It takes you into June. Probably the most bullish 6 months I've seen setting up in the longest time. For Bitcoin, again, looking just 115 would be my max for the end of the year. And that's just that long-term weekly. Take a look at Ethereum. Really just poking 4,000. And I don't have a problem with this. I just think it's going to be slower than most. I prefer Solana over Ethereum all day long. And you're just revving this B point. That was remember, 786 and all the weekly stuff, for every coin that we've kind of outlined. What are the weekly possibilities? All based on MW formations. Look, there's your X, A, B, C point, perfect. Then because that's the B points at a 786, minimum 127, about 6K. And that's still on track, but that's, if we get there and that's it, don't be surprised. Versus Solana, which is something I talked a lot about last time. And that was actually a really one of the best opportunities in a few weeks. That's set up from Thursday when we were here. But Solana is clipping right now this immediate crab pattern. That 1618 grabbed off of the high from February 22 all the way down to the low. I mean, amazing. And now you're at like an impulse of 1618. Also note that it's the 886. So it's just probably the most important test of any number in Solana is right here, right now. 886 on that is 230. You got as high as 270, depending on the feed, 260. But it's like this. And we really want to watch this whole zone up to the 113 area, I would say. That's 230, 293. But this is really a critical level for all of crypto in general. If Solana is going to be a big winner, 330 is our minimum target. But I'm saying if Solana is really going to do much bigger things, go 500, 800, 1,000. Remember, people right at the low said Solana at a Solana target of 3,000. They came out back here when it was like 30. If it's really going to do something, we're going to know it between here and 300. Absolutely critical. Nothing at the moment. Mild confirmation, just starting to roll over. I think it's better to look at Solana on the daily. Are we going to get out of this recent retracement? Wouldn't be that big of a deal. What we were looking at last time was on a 4-hour chart, and it was this bat pattern right at the low. Where'd it go? Shark, sorry. Well, actually, on the Binance feed, it was all pulling off that 886. And remember, it was 205. I think it was a type 2 bat, too. I hate these multiple feeds. Regardless, pretty clear. 205, 210. Looking for at least that bounce, possible larger continuation. I was looking for as high as 240. We hit 234. Let's see where the dot comes in. Is this going to be it? Or is Solana going to give you some kind of larger continuation? I'm glad I hit target 2 at a minimum. But this is what I'm looking for. Do we go all the way up to target 2 and 886-ish? That would be 255, 257. Because it's either 235 right here, right now, or we continue. Here's one reason why it might. Here we go. Trying to break out of this daily retracement downtrend. Okay, didn't get oversold. It would have been a bit more ideal had we, but watch essentially the next 2-3 days. Just what I was saying on Solana on the 4-hour chart, or weekly chart that is, we have to get above, break out of here above 235. And that's what we're looking for on a lot of these. The retracement that happened and then return and then just take off. Those are some of the most important setups to be watching. I'm going to throw one more at you before I'll take some shills in a second. But folks, SUI is doing things. And SUI is really interesting. I mean, this thing is already up off the low from 50 down to 4, almost 5. That's almost 10. It's almost a 10x. But along the way, there's been numerous setups. The last one, which was right back here at the 4-hour chart, around 370-ish. Pretty sweet. The 4-hour continuation. Also, we had, I think, the hourly bat pattern down here. So a few things going on with the SUI, where is this going to be the start of something that goes a lot larger, like $10, $8, something like that, from almost 5. I'm not saying at the moment that it's ready to go, but that's what you have to ask yourself, because a lot of these that have made progress, this is definitely one of those that we've outlined previously, where you're looking for 1618, 1618 right there, minimum. Okay, and then as high as a 3618 in terms of having a general idea of where this stuff's going. SUI would be minimum 650, 660-ish. But that's just one of several that are starting to make progress, where you have to say, okay, is this where this stuff starts to happen? The moon phase, the real moon phase. With the other one, here is something that hasn't moved yet, something I've talked about for a while though. Akash network, where fit the bill for everything that we looked for. And then with the recent pullback in the last few days, we now have a lot of these situations. Okay, a lot of bearish patterns that came off the low, and they're starting to bang support at target ones. There's one or two that I'm going to highlight here in a second, but I'm looking for stuff like that and then where we do the return moves and absolutely then finally go. But that's it right there. Hold on, let me bring this up. I do want to do a quick update on Cardano. So Cardano did that tank on Thursday all the way down 90 cents. And we covered it. Look at the stream because that was hitting those numbers. Cardano at 90, XRP at, what was it, 191 or something. It was like right there as we were happening. Live streaming was all hitting. And there's Cardano coming off of this really nice. It's tough to see it, but it was actually a type 2. And depending on the feed, but mostly 92 cents, the low 90s. And hitting target 2, no dot, so it's been pretty strong. I just want to see what happens if we're going to come. Are we going to have a retest? Or is this stuff going to continue? Because a lot of them they're looking like they want to finish at least the first reaction off of the major tests. You know, it's got to basically ask yourself, is Cardano going to do more than a 382 this cycle? Okay, because that for here, Cardano, that's 130-ish. So is it like that? Or are we going to do something more like 618? I think all of those are reasonable. That's $2. So is it a bargain at $1.14? Should we be buying it for the move to 2? Because if it's not 130, it's definitely 2. And that's really what we're looking at here. First smash, if you will, to the 382 has been achieved on that, and XRP, XLM, all those big retracements. Now, are you going to really do cycle progress where it's not just 382 reaction, or it's not just 50% recovery? It's let's try to run 618 or run above the 618 to get to the 886, because Cardano's either 130 stop, full stop right here, you're done, or break out, especially after what's happened recently, for the continuation to, I think it's $2, pretty clear. It's you're either done here for the whole thing, or we're going to try to make a run to get above 130 to get to 205. And I don't think that's a pretty conservative crypto play. You know, a lot of volume, a lot of liquidity and something like that. So you might get pinched if you don't get in the right spot, but thinking about it that way and still having that be, you know, talking 30% higher, 40% higher, depending on where you jump in. You know, we were talking just Thursday, 90 cents. Get back above 2 and then see. Is that crazy? I don't think it's crazy. And that's where we are with a lot of these. Hold on. Yeah, let me put in, yeah, I want to look really quick. So XRP was probably the best one of the things we were looking at. 190. I mean, it wasn't easy. And I was saying, yeah, maybe 180. And then it's like, no, maybe I think 190 because of the 382. And it just it bottomed as we were talking about it. We did have a few things down here on the hourly basis, at least. And this is really what's dictating going forward. We had a bat pattern that was 194. I'm kind of tracing out really the ABCD right off the top. I mean, that's the other consideration. Is this, you know, is that the ABCD right off the top there from 290 down to 217, 73 off the top, you know, basically 191 exactly. Okay, that was the exact ABCD. So if That would have to be an ABCD continuation. Are you going to retest? Or are you going to keep going? I got to watch it where it is right now. If this thing kind of rolls over and we don't make progress and don't continue to take out C point now, then probably, yeah, more consolidation, or have me a little retest here at 235. But it's hanging up there, and it's a lot of it has to do with project it forward and ask the same questions before, where like Cardano, is that it for the cycle? For XRP, is XRP done going up for this cycle? And with such a phenomenal, like this weekly pattern is going to go down as one of those Bitcoin patterns. But, you know, look, 1618 off of that pattern, which is, I think should be hit, especially with this kind of a move, is like $3 and almost hit it. But the same type of kind of expectation where you go hit that, clear that out above 3, and then you can go do some more serious stuff of like make a run, but 475, $5. And I think that's not crazy. So, and is this the first wave? Is that the first wave of just that's it for now? If so, sure, then you need to have that end up being just kind of like a 1 week inside bar, and then have this start to turn around and build into the new year. It would have to be like that. And it's probably going to be quick. You get some kind of overspill move as people FOMO in. Those are definite possibilities, especially with the way that this Gartley and all of those big patterns will now be regarded. They didn't do squat for so long until they mattered with that kind of a move. And then the final, depending on your data feed, again, let's get a good one. Binance was pretty good there. Yeah, all of those. There's Bitstamp. Same type of deal. This whole Gartley formation, okay, right at 270, had the perfect alignment. And that's why we said 270 the whole time. First 134, because we knew it was a target too. Again, varying feeds, but that's how we were treating this. And now, okay, the reaction. What was the reaction? Well, 382 was 190. So going forward for XRP, 190 is it. And that has to hold, and you're looking for that. Think of that as 49K for Bitcoin. Yeah, I know it sounds crazy, but that's how it is. And you would look for that to do like a 1618 continuation follow through. Again, I think this is like, don't think just this is, it's moved a heck of a lot. Give it a little digestion time, but I really think, you know, a 3 something for next year for XRP from current levels is not crazy. Just get me back in. Neil, we already talked about SUI. I love it. I think it's going to do bigger things. Minimum stuff is higher from where we are now. XLM is same type of deal, and but I'm you know, I'm back and forth on this. Okay, I like what's going on in the 4 hour with a couple of yellow dots here. You know, generally at around 40, 41 cents, and this is an ABCD pullback itself. So consolidation, all right, but more than that, we need to see this thing turn around, and this is probably even better on the daily. And so I'm watching this every day. Really critical that this daily turns back up, and I think it will, because we've got a lot of things like this complex structure, just a temporary. These are all signs of just temporary retracement behavior before getting ready to turn back up for a retest. And here we go. XLM, it's like XRP and those others. Okay, big surge to retest historic retracement support, resistance, all at like the 786. I've showed this before, but it pretty much outlines what are the make or break levels. You hit here, first one, that was almost perfect 886, and then this was 786. So really successive 786s, and we just did then already a 382 pullback. So if that's the C point like this, then you're really looking for this thing retracement over. Give me a C point here. And probably the daily is the better way to look at that. Yeah, oh, the daily's got 2 already. Need a green candle, no doubt. Need a green candle. I thought we had a dot. Again, data feed. This probably, I think this is probably at least a day. Yeah, Binance US, there you go again. So we do have a dot on a couple of data feeds, but I think it has to hold right here and resume from here. And you need a green candle to do that. So I'm watching that. I'm watching XRP. I think XRP is probably ramping even more so than XLM, but I'm long both. Yep. All right, I'll look at a couple of what you guys want to look at. I do want to talk some S&P 500 stuff today, NASDAQ stuff today, a little more in detail, because, again, those trades are exploding, and I think that's going to continue here. What do we got? Hold on. Bitcoin's rolling over again. Doge is back down. Yeah, let me show you guys. The other thing was Doge. So, again, these are great harmonic pattern situations that are also real indications of the larger market. I've been expecting Doge to retest 37 cents for a few reasons. Daily was overbought. And here you go with 4-hour perfect type 2 Gartley. Now confirmation. So 38 cents going forward. That has to hold for all of that. If you're looking for an entry point, I'd be looking right here around 38 cents. But all of this support, 35, 38, has to hold for that continuation. And you're looking for this to hold to go to all-time 886. Where is it? Hold on. Let me get the Binance is better. There you go. So I'm watching this here. You've got the other thing that I'm looking at is you do have some weekly and daily signals that did get overbought. And if they roll over here and then go into a pause, I'm not surprised. It's not official till Sunday. So just watch it. I'm watching this daily right here. Has to hold up 38. If it's not 38 and you see that roll under 38, then something larger is developing. And that's, that would be a pullback of this current move. It all depends on what Bitcoin does. Bitcoin's got to continue, hold 96, go to 105. But don't expect it to be straight shot. Today's day 1. Okay, we talked about XRP. Yeah, we'll get to some of those other stocks. You guys want to look at ZRX? Wasn't that a big weekly 30 cents? Yeah, no, 62. Yeah, first thrust kind of a situation. Most of them look like that. Oh, okay. Nice bat pattern. Type 1, 69 cents. That's it for now. Go into a little retracement. I mean, that's something with, we talked about this in that webinar last week. Just simply, if you hit target, T1 software is identifying the pattern here. First confirmation is there. And then if you go up and you hit target and you can't follow through, which that was there for 3-4 days. I mean, 382, a 382 pullback is minimum. And your 63, by definition, 35 would be the perfect spot. I'm not saying it's going to get there, but that's how to look at it. At least look at it like this. You hit target 1 on that bar, a big bar like this. Here's the pattern. I mean, nice confirmation from September and October. There's a couple opportunities. But target 1 is that's what your objective is. Hits it, went to 90 cents, but couldn't push through 1, 2, 3 days. Now starting to roll over. That's probably it for now. And that's kind of the hot potato approach for crypto. If you want to play it that way, where if you're going to run hard, you're going to have to take the profits knowing you get back in. What's up, Jonas? Let's look at Litecoin. Yeah, Litecoin. I still have the LTCN. I've been sitting on that for a long time. The Litecoin ETF. I always said that was a lottery ticket, and it's a lottery ticket. But Litecoin here, doing something that a lot of these are, maybe today is day one of confirming the oversold situation. So this arrow that Litecoin's trying to generate off the bar off this morning, trying to get out of the zone. And ever since the pullback a couple days ago, that's been the situation you're looking forward to. First retracement post election moon phase. Okay, here's confirmation. And that's right where you are, about 115 or so. That was as high as 150. So nice. I mean, and that's a sizable retracement. I'd look for that to, off the low. There you go. I mean, that's a first against the all-time high. I mean, you're looking at that to be some kind of recovery creature here. What was a 382 move? And this is the basic assessment. I mean, you can do this just with the XABCD tool. But look at the, what's the retracement range here? And that's relevant. Like 99% of most cases, even if they're extreme, are going to be relevant. But all-time 382, that's like 185. What was the 236 here? I don't use it as much, but that was the 236 on Litecoin. Just so you know, like 130, 132. Not too many patterns, but I would frame it out like this of like 230, 132 and 185, and I wouldn't consider anything beyond that. But it's a pause. Just basic pause here. 4-hour chart. Yeah, a little overbought. But I'd be getting ready because this is the more standout feature of what's happening with this trend development. And take note, here's October, November, December. Look at the yellow dot, yellow dot, yellow dot, bullish, bullish. Higher HSI, higher HSI. So what's that? What makes that? What does that make here? A nice higher level continuation in what should be a kind of a next wave of what started from November. So I think it's the last retracement here. I mean, that's percentage-wise, it's massive. But that did a lot of air, good air, get the air out of the tire, and then move on to the next one. Bitcoin's only down 1.5%. Yeah, I don't. It's going to seem like a lot. Like $3,000, $5,000 is going to seem like a lot, but it's not. I mean, it's and we'll have it where it's up or down 10,000 someday, soon probably. I'm not the vacillations are just kind of irrelevant. I think we want to focus on larger swing stuff. Bitcoin, that's again larger range now. It's 96 in the low end, 115 top end. Here's SUI. I really wanted to revisit this again because this is another example of something I think SUI is going a lot higher, but we have perfect 4-hour bearish pattern right now at 480, 485, and let this thing come back to T1, T2 area to jump on the next long. Also, 4-hour dots have been amazing, and for SUI, same deal. I mean, at this point, I want to narrow down my list to the ones that really are kicking butt and just start to kind of jump on them and accumulate as they trend higher into price discovery levels. SUI is working. I mean, Solana's the other one. I mean, Solana, with this recent position I've got here, yeah. Well, I'm going to see what happens with Solana. Is this going to become... I'll probably... Yeah, I'll have to... I'll update this on X, but I really think if we don't continue here, then we're going to have a retest. I'll have to watch that. Like, it did get to almost 235. I'll update that. That might only be a trade, guys, but it would still... This larger zone is still where I'm looking for this whole thing. Go from basically 200 to 330 from this retracement. It would be the most of the whole cycle. Couple more. Here's another one that did a perfect pullback. It's Celestia, and we have a lot of patterns looking left with back to back. I mean, look, bullish, and then we went bearish, and now we're in that return phase. And so this is one of those special situations we talked about last week, but this should be acceleration. Okay, so that's why this is, you might say, well, what's the big deal here? We just got the arrow yesterday, and perfect T1 and arrow. So we're like 730 right here. Anything under $7 where you're looking for this move back, easily 9, maybe make the run to T1 at 1063. Right off of this pivot. There's been a bunch of those. Yeah, we'll jump to those stocks in a second. I'll take one or two more. What's up, Jake? Let's look at synthetics. That's starting to really catch a bid. All of those, Cake Swap, Uniswap. Here's synthetics. There it is. Up 7. Crab pattern. Where's confirmation? On the daily. Yeah, pause at 3. Obviously with that crab pattern. But I like what's going on here because, look, just follow this. Follow amplified. Okay, you're looking for that to fail. You want synthetics to fail this pattern. Now, if it turns back down, then probably you're going to have to digest 260 to $3. You might be on the top end of the current, right at resistance now, where it might eventually fail, but you'll probably need more time. Again, above 365. Yeah, because I know this has, there it is. Well, there's the weekly. It's a shark, but I thought there was something bigger. Thought there was also a big bat. Yeah, it's a big, there it is. It's a big bat, but it's got some work to do. Again, above 365 would really, then you could expect some larger possibility. But it's almost there. A lot of these are setting up like that. One or two more. Curtis, Ondo. I agree with you on Ondo. Ondo's time might be here now. A lot of the finance stuff is, finance has been better than AI or as good. Ondo is, look, Ondo's done things in its history. February it was 10 cents. Okay, went to 140, back down to 60, now 170. Yeah, this could go higher too. You know, I'm keep my eye on it, but I think right now some overbought stuff here, but it is harmonic. Where's the, maybe just pull up the 4-hour or hourly. Yeah, there's the last 4 hour, 149. I do like Ondo, but it's under, it's back more like 150. It's still 160, 175. There's a bunch of these. There's one where is it? RBN. Here it is. I'm just looking at this. I think it's Ribbon Finance. It probably just did its move, but it's another back-to-back situation. Haven't done anything with it yet. I'm not completely convinced, but it's obvious bat pattern, first thrust. It gives me back-to-back. Bearish bat, the reaction's over. Can we start the resumption where after that we push it for 65 and then 90? That kind of a thing. Yeah. Let me get to some of those stocks. Ethereum Classic. Okay, you got me. Ethereum Classic's been one of my favorites. And Ethereum Classic, it's another situation where, is that it, or is it really going to finally do something? $54 has always been our target. Ethereum Classic, $54 was, where is it? There it is. So it's Butterfly. It was a type 2 off of this Butterfly. Guys, this is why you get the software. I got to say this. Listen, the Black Friday thing is over on Sunday. So, and you get it for patterns like this. I've always said $54. I would still say Ethereum Classic, you probably look for an entry to get to 54. It's a target 2 off the Butterfly. At a minimum, I think it has potential to do more. But getting back here, listen, everybody, if you're here watching and you haven't accessed the software or you want another trial, send your TradingView username to hpc@sr-analyst.com. Okay, and just get with the software. The Black Friday thing, that's over on Sunday. So it's, and just let me single this out one more time. It's 30% off. It's a straight up shot. We only do it once a year. And I don't even do a lot of promotion, but I'll promote now for it. And I know it gives everyone an opportunity to get on there. I'm going to put this in the chat, but you at least get the trial, the software. Okay. And I know a lot of people appreciate all the hype and people are doing well with it. That's why we have the tool. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why I did this. There was a lot of misappropriation and stuff that this solved a lot of it. But get the software. Everything we do is with these patterns. Ethereum Classic, again, based on the patterns the software has been generating. We've been talking about the $20 level, the $18 level for a long time is where this is the critical low. And I think it's another first thrust situation. And Ethereum Classic is somewhere you get signals like this. 4-hour oversold. Last one was 29, or even back here, back in late November. That was a huge move the first time. 27. That's the kind of setup I would be looking for on all of these. Like if your crypto has made its move, just wait, give it a few days, give it a week. Multiple opportunities in the last month. 1 and 2, 3. Here we'll get another one soon. And I do think you're in the back of your mind, you're thinking target 2 on Ethereum Classic. Yeah, let's get to so some of those miners really quick. Somebody wants to look at Bit Digital back here at 4. I think it's another one where big patterns that haven't yet completely played out to where they're to target. And we talked about last week of Bit Digital needing just continue to pull back in the zone. It's just not yet in a markup phase. You really need to get above like $5. But this is probably an opportunity. And go again back to the hourly or 4-hour. And I like what's going on here where we're almost back to another oversold level. 387, you're 426. Okay, and that's no different than what we saw in the last, I don't know, 3 signals. The last one being right at the end of November. And you're playing for longer term. If you want to play one of the miners, this is definitely there. And you've got the same situation if it's Riot, Mara, although Mara's probably been the best. And where's Riot? Yeah, I think we talked about this last week, the butterfly down here. But that's just type 1. Type 1, yellow dot, okay, starting to roll over. You under 1243, look for a full retest. I mean, $11. That would be the larger signal too. If you really want to get this thing going, retest the low off the butterfly, then go. So these are moving, but I think they're to be traded. Don't hodl. Keep trading this stuff, and don't be surprised if you moon 20% and then come right back to retest it. That happens. Mara, probably the best or top 5. Some others have been doing well. Coming back down. I mean, it was 30. Jeez. Nice. That was 30 10 days ago. Butterfly on the hourly. Back at 22, though. 22. What's 4-hour look like? Yeah, nothing yet. But that's great volatility, but should be traded. I think this stuff is going to, you will start mooning. Bitcoin really runs above 100K, then these things will moon. But great 2-week movements, great movement within 30 days. Even back here in October, 14 up to 19, almost $20. That's, 40% moves in a month that's great action. Take advantage of it. Couple more with great action. So, folks, let's jump to some stocks seriously, like Tesla. You guys know that I've been huge on this and continue to be. I think it's really, I'm always going to talk about this in terms of the context of this eventually going to a 1618 discovery for multiple reasons. And I've discussed why the patterns preceding this are so important. Back-to-back patterns, all of that. This setup here on the weekly, going back a few years, and this kind of breakout action only can give us one conclusion, that this is a breakout. It's a strong breakout, and we go to a 1618 within a whatever expected period of time, a 30, maybe a 30-week window, maybe a little bit more, something like that. I mean, we could even say that on a monthly basis, 30 months going back to April. Weekly is probably not even a big enough time frame because we're talking 5 years. But Tesla's just, I think, one example of several of these tech stocks that are setting up where, yes, they have run quite a bit, but they also didn't do anything for 3 or 4 years. And now is their time to do the second wave of this longer term cycle. Uh, we were at all-time new highs. I mean, cracked above 420, knocked it back down. This is also another situation that was just a week or two ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago, we were 330. So another stock where I think it's up. It's up strong, but I think it's also going to be tradable. So take on positions on pullbacks, even the 5-minute stuff. I mean, a lot of these 5-minute retracements, because we've been trending so hard, everyone's been working out. Let me see here. Get that. There you go. So yeah, I mean, right now, this morning, there was one other one yesterday, I thought, but perfect bat pattern, 5-minute. Okay, good for 15 or more, and 3% move in in an hour of this market cap of stock is a serious deal, and then come all the way back for the type 2. Again, 416 holding firm. I think even for right now, like if I'm looking at Tesla, I'm probably wanting to long it, where we can obviously make a run back to all-time highs and new highs for the day. You're looking at 425-ish. But there's been multiple patterns like this in so many stocks where markets just continue, pull back hard, set up, do a reaction, do a reversal, and go. Yeah, hey, what's up, Marcin? I'll take a couple of those. I'll look at those. Daniel wants to look at the Russell, the IWM. It's like this. Russell's that's a great vehicle to look at. Broader stocks. Down. Yeah, not a biggie. I think we're all kind of hoping for retracements. Butterfly here. Okay. Oh yeah, I got this. Great example. Beautiful bearish pattern. Harmonic pattern pause. That's it. It's just we're pausing here. And how many days into this whole butterfly pattern pause ending? Probably around what, Thursday? Yeah, about a week. And then probably matches up with a year-end rally. This pattern that it started the end of November, ideal, but it'll do almost exactly what the last pattern did, which was a crab and gave you a temporary reaction and then started the resumption move, whether it was 1 and 2. Just the whole bearish pattern yielding a reaction is basically how we should treat them all going forward until things change. And for Russell, maybe I don't think you'll get as low as target 1 here at 222 because you're already registering an oversold HSI reading. So maybe just a reaction here. Give it a day or two, but this will probably take 2 or 3 days in the next week, wash out, and then why wouldn't this stuff finish the year super strong? There's no reason to sell. There really, just no reason to sell. Look at really quick QQQ. And we'll get back to some of those big techs. 550, guys. That's it. Just everything we're looking at here is a 1618 overspill. We have another bearish pattern, okay, but that's only a starting point. I'm going to look at that and say any confirmation. Not really, just sideways here. So a pause. That's the way we treat it. But I think in this kind of overspill move, target 1 happened 4 days ago. What was that? Last Friday. But you're probably stuck in this zone, and the Qs, I think, eventually test 537 before Christmas. This is still up, and we have no confirmation, so we should see that follow through. It should be something like this. the next several days, and then maybe then we register something from here. But watch it. I mean, really watch this carefully here. The next I don't know, until the end of next week. Next week's the last full week. 525 on the Qs. Okay, that would really be the support. You know what? I'm expecting this zone to need further testing now. Why not? Why not? And then you see stuff like Microsoft, and I mean, these are massive market caps getting moved here. It was what, 455 earlier? And this is up nicely, you know, a nice 10+% move just in the last 3 weeks. And should continue higher. Apple's all-time new highs and raging. Microsoft back up at all-time new highs, but there's your monthly chart. Couple of yellow dots for pausing this, but it's only going to take one strong month, a big candle close above 465, and the stuff just rocks, continues. Not much to stop that. Meta, same deal ever since, you know, he made the pilgrimage. 630. And this has been our trend channel forever. Yeah. I mean, you want to know how the market's going to do? Tell me when that breaks. Tell me after a couple of bearish candles. But that continues. It really is remarkable. And we use the same logic. I mean, this could be crypto as well. But think of it this way. The 1618 has always been the upside objective for this price discovery cycle, which was there like 574. And then overspill move is, you know, 1902-ish, which is like 660. And I think that's pretty easy. Pretty easy. I'm more interested, and this is what I think for most of the major Qs, Amazon, Google, all of these are we now going to accelerate? We have really reached the 1618 objective since the 2022 low. Now, are we going to go extreme character behavior? Like 2618 for Meta is, you know, you're talking like 875, 880-ish. And that's not a crazy idea. There's could go to so many companies, but that's pretty much what you're looking at. You've done the pause you needed to do. And so we're kind of in the midst, literally about, I don't know, 7-8 trading days into really into this whole new change in character, and it could be huge. Amazon looks like it really wants to do it now. Amazon, beautiful bat pattern right at the low. Okay, this is what a type 1 blowout continuation should look like. You know, it just maintains the channel. How do you know if you're ever going to get a type 1 that's like a home run winner? It never looks back. You know, maybe you have like 1 bar red candles along the way, pause candle, but it never looks back. And that's pretty much the situation for Amazon. Blew through the 886, which was right here. Okay, this is how big of a situation it is in terms of a character move. 176 was the 886. Now you're 228, 230. You're nowhere near 1618 land. And so I'm just saying full on. Amazon something, you know, another one, every retracement on an hourly or 5-minute basis probably should be bought. I mean, every one for that 255 eventual test. I think February-ish, 1902 overspill move would be like 285, something like that. That's where it's headed. And it's going to do it in the first quarter between now and April. I mean, there's just nothing to stop these markets in the next 4 months. We're so early. Yeah, I mean, that's it. It's you're welcome, Cody. Appreciate the comment. It's, again, we're here with these targets, and they apply universally. It's the same with crypto. Crypto's been more aggressive, pursuing higher targets faster. But the big techs, especially on these weekly charts, monthly charts, it's quite clear. That's a monthly bat pattern. Here's Apple doing the same thing. This trend channel's been intact for a decade or more. This actually, well, it's decades, but this aggressive channel for like 5 years, that's not going to stop. And you're just looking at the last correction, the 2023 kind of sideways situation, already beyond the 1618. There, okay, yeah, there's the low, and we knew that had patterns too. Now think about it this way. There's the 1618 right there. Okay, for Apple, off of that retracement move, that was like 220. And once you started taking that out, then you make the assessment of saying, all right, what's it doing at this level? Pause, pause, pause. But beyond it, once it starts breaking out, then I can assess maybe 2618 land, 255, maybe 314. I like the 314 for stocks. It's a little more realistic, but that's like 270, 275. And Google, although that's kind of a laggard, but yeah, look at that. So much for laggard. There you go. About to make that push. All-time new highs. And technically that's a massive bullish engulfing on the monthly that you could just ride it back for the last decade or more. I mean, that's just beautiful. Beautiful stuff. And going for, I mean, not just 1618, but accelerate these through in pretty much a quick push. There you go. You're at the 1618 now. That's 190. And you're hitting it in strong fashion. So that, and now beyond this, that's where your acceleration goes. Google something like above 200, just dial in 260. And we start clicking these targets left and right. It's like Tesla, right? We talked about Tesla at 150, 200, 220, 240 and said, look, this thing's like 340 to 380. Now it's 420. I don't know about the Circle IPO. What's up, Neil? Send me any information, no. Yeah. What's up, Freeze? Square? Square is a different creature. It's a recovery candidate, but it's trying to really do things. That's a little different than these others. I mean, these other, just the Mag 7 is like, here you go again, wanting to do another trend continuation higher, larger targets. And they're strong. I mean, this is Square is a little bit different, but I like it. Maybe a potentially upside percentage is higher, 50% move to T1. But the Mag 7's more of an assured game where even in after, just waiting, if you got to wait some extra time, it's still you're going to see higher prices. But Square, yeah. There are a bunch of these. I'll tell you one speculative one I've mentioned before. I'll mention it again. I'm long the CXAI, and I don't know if you guys trying to push this a little bit, but I'm not huge exposure, small chunks, looking for something bigger to happen. But if you want to speculate a little bit, which I think it's not a bad idea, this kind of stuff, especially the AI You know, AI itself, the C3 AI, we talked about that. And that's off, that's doubled off the September low. But we're looking, you know, also NVIDIA. I think this is just temporary pullback. I think NVIDIA, you're 137, you're looking for the next opportunity. That's it. You're not worried about 137. I mean, you're looking for NVIDIA to basically, you know, go to 300. You know, 175 is still always going to be the target. That's not changing. 175. It's just where from here? Is it 133? Maybe 120? I don't think 120, but somewhere here. We're looking for this. Maybe that's a year-end tax deal. Sebastian wants to look at Intel. Intel is going to be pressured by the year-end tax loss selling. I might add to some. I might add a little more. I'm down long-term on this, a chunk. I mentioned that, but I haven't sold. There's a 4-hour chart. It was under 20 for a second. I mean, it's somewhere where if I could average down and get my basis down, and then it rallied back to 30, maybe I would take it out. That's a thought. But we do have a lot of stuff here on Intel. I'm big on the semiconductors. There's no way you can't have booming NASDAQ without the semiconductors doing their thing. Hop level 2083. Yeah. Caesar. CZR. Yeah, it looks like that. Looks like CZR. You know, I haven't looked at DraftKings. That's a type 2. No confirmation, though. Right there. 37, 38 bucks. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. HSI needs to get above the 50, though. It's you know, it's sideways grind here. Whole bunch of, you know, not a lot, but I think something could happen here. There should actually be a dot, a bullish dot. I'll have to look at that. Regardless, I think it's not a bad spot. There's other things that I'm looking at kind of coming to fruition. I'm looking at crude oil and the refiners. You know, Valero down here at 130. Is this opportunity? You know, is this getting a flush out down here? Valero, you know, it's almost at new lows for this move for the year, but another kind of a year-end tax loss candidate. But I'm watching that or ConocoPhillips, and it would be great if those got thrown out. Yeah, COP down here, new lows. But I'm still looking, and somewhere down here is an opportunity. And I've been saying that for a while. You're 101. There is a bat pattern on COP down there at 93. And that might be a really nice spot to start looking at this. It's like 7% lower. But I think that's a big deal. There's others. There's definitely others. I'm interested in what's kind of unfolding. There's some definitely changes happening quickly. Really quick, I want to look at gold. And where'd you go? Come on. Gold is now, I would say, officially entering its seasonal bullish phase. Early December, sometimes late November, and this should run to February. So the fact that here's December, okay, at the low, we're 2630, 2640. I do expect gold to continue higher off of these lows. And daily oversold green line, HSI green dot line. That's in full effect. All right, be aware of that. I'm thinking gold is going to make the move here where you get above 28. 3K is still our objective. Like this is just a retracement here. XAB's at a it's like a 68. I mean, we could almost say it's a 618 and go for the 1618. Yeah, maybe 70. It's setting up for that move to 3K. And that's good. That's good for assets. That's good for the market. Silver. What's up, Hook? Hook wants to talk about silver. Look, silver is not loved. Silver is an abused commodity, but I don't. It easily gets out of whack. Okay, but I don't think anything really changes. And remember, we're dealing with this big pattern. Remember this pattern here? Bat pattern. It's 31 bucks. That is target one. And I'm still looking for, 41.20, maybe get up to like that 44 area. Longer term for this cycle. For the cycle. It's not, not anytime soon, but 2 years. This framework is still what I'm basing decisions from. And what was that? Actually, it's probably longer. That was like a 12-year cycle to finish that bat pattern. And so that's off the low. You're 5 years into it. But we should see this in the next 2 or 3 years. Gold target's still above 3K. No matter who's president, gold was still going above 3K and well above 3K. Silver will get there. Silver's for 3K equivalent is 40 bucks. Couple more. Oh, what's up, Freeze? Yeah, let's just dig some of these. Gush. I'm not crazy about the energy ETNs. Too much money donation there. These only move if the market moves. And if the market doesn't move, and that's frequent, these get crushed. So I'm not crazy about that, but I will say like XLE, definitely a good one to be watching because it's not even the daily, it's the monthly. The monthly's got a bunch of patterns up here. T2 generated $99. And that's basically capped the whole energy market for a better part of the last 3 years. And will do so. I think it's going to be a slow, steady climb to where we will go higher. But every time you try to make the run at 100, they're going to sell it. And yeah, here's the other thing I'm watching. Like the real breakdown. And this is interesting because if you think there's going to be a deflation spike with drill baby drill, well then stuff like XLE should break that 50 level where XLE breaks down and the stocks really start to lose value because of, price of oil drops. I mean, here's price of oil. It's been a while. It's still 70 has been the make or break, and you're just not budging. And I think there's kind of two things going on. Yeah, as much as people want that to, price to go down, there's serious need for demand that's not getting met. So green line on the daily at 68, I think is the critical number, just ballpark 70. If you saw under 65, then something's going on. But I don't expect that to change. Just expect 70 to 75, maybe flashes to 68. Short Apache. No, I don't look. Any of these they're not really shorts. You're looking for this thing to. Why is that? It's Apple APA. You mean Apache's like that. 22 bucks. Wasn't there something there at 30 or 28? What's that? Gartley at 24, 23. I think these are more of waiting for that value to come in. Like ExxonMobil, you're never going to sell that. Where are you going to buy more and never sell it? That's pretty much, it's like even if you bought 20 shares and just put it away, that's how it should be treated. Talk about pattern failures. We talked about Bitcoin today. Okay, and it's like this. 30 window. Tell me what happens. Well, there's the 30 window for Bitcoin. Okay, and then what does it do? It goes sideways grind for the better part of a year here on Exxon, or 2 years for ExxonMobil. I'm not saying that's what Bitcoin's doing, but at worst case scenario, that could happen. But it's a sideways grind to higher. But once that 30 days is over, you expect that to move. But that's ExxonMobil weekly. And that's still a failure. It's definitely still a failure. This will eventually break out and go much higher. I'm thinking, can we get a trigger? Like this is how you should treat ExxonMobil. That pattern's failed, and this will eventually 2-3 years make a run to 150, 200. That's just not a crazy consideration. You should be thinking about a lot of this long-term stuff as we get closer to 2025, because getting in down here is where it really pays when this asset premium unfolds over the next 3-6 months. I don't think we even have more than 3 months to position for all of that. Absolutely. Somebody wanted to look at SoFi earlier. I forget who that was. 15. Big surge from 6. Not bad. Overbought. Oh, there's an HSI counter move. Maybe that could go higher off of 15. It would have to. Not bad though. There's a few of those. What about, we haven't looked at Carvana in a while. It's still trending. Yeah, 245. This is when you know you're in a bull market. You get stuff aggressively moving, and it continues to do so. I mean, this really heated up. That was like 18 months ago that Carvana came back from, nowhere. And I think that was like 10 at the low. It was something crazy. No, at the low, it was 5. 2 years later, you're 125. Let's hit it. People thought that was dead. Couple more. I want to look at the semis. Semis are just, they don't seem like they're doing much. Do something now. I think this is kind of a overhang from the end of the year. 4-hour charts like this on the SMH. Got to think you're going to have to come back a little bit. You're up here. Maybe it's like 230. Or it would be great if you get down to 220 something. But this is what's going on. Anything that's not moving is probably not going to move until I think after the new year, and probably will continue to drift like that. There's a lot. I mean, other things that are moving, they will continue to move. Like Tesla's one, I think is going to keep moving. Oh, here's the other one. So we were on this earlier today. You guys, I mean, Robinhood's been a dream to day trade, like 2-3 days at a time. Here was this morning, and this is something I talked to my folks about. We had and it's still a valid opportunity too. We had a yellow dot down here. Also, I had a bat pattern. It was come on, Gartley. Okay, it was beautiful Gartley here, and still is. It was under 37. Okay, it got in at 36.80, right on the open. We talked about why. And I would look for this again. I'm out of the trade. It was in and out. It was really a great early quick trade here. up. Now I'm looking for the retest because this is going to set up for the end of the year. My target on Robinhood is still 53 bucks. This is 37, but trade it. It has been a real gem. And a lot of the 5-minute, just make it even easier. If you're looking to position, just look for the 5-minute dots. Here and there, there's 2 of them there. This is just the last couple of weeks. And then another one up here. So I'm looking for the next continuation. And again, something like Robinhood already took out the 382 level. 618 is 55. Yeah. A couple more. Ajaleo, Baidu. Yeah, those have been some 3 ideas for us. I think they're close. If it's Baidu, real nice bat pattern like this. Okay, like that is a type 2. I like that. I definitely like that. I think it needs a little bit of time. Great pattern, though. That's why you get the software. Folks, get the software. Okay, get over to harmonictrader.com and get the software. Right here. There's the Black Friday special. I'm going to put it in the chat one more time. Also, how about we give away a 60-day winner that types HPC? First person to type HPC will win a 60-day TradingView membership and gold member access. And that's the only one we're going to do today. But get that there. Also, the free trial. Let me put that in there too. If you're not with the software, please get the free trial. And that's on this link. Also, it's available on my Twitter X feed. Hook a fish, you win. Hook a fish wins. Daniel, I appreciate you not responding. All prior winners, you guys know. I mean, if you won once, please don't respond. But hook a fish, you win the 60-day. You have to email me, harmonictrader@gmail. Okay, everyone else, you got to get the TradingView trial. And the discount will expire on Sunday. So send your TradingView username to hpc@sr-analyst.com. The Black Friday deal, again, just input the code Black Friday on checkout. But everything is here. And you'll get links. And get the trial first. Check out the resources. And you have till Sunday. If you have any questions, send me an email at harmonictrader.com. harmonictrader@gmail.com. All right. I got a lot more. I think we'll save it for Tuesday. We'll do a deep dive, I think, on the 2nd of January as well. That's going to be open to subscribers and HPC trial users. So that's most of everybody here. You have any questions, get over to me at harmonictrader@gmail. That's what I have for today, though. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's funny, Greg. The first is free, but you guys know what we're dealing with here. You need the tool. You need the software to decipher what we're doing. But get the free trials first. Yeah. All right, you guys have a great weekend. I'll be updating on X. If you have any questions, get over to me. As always, until then, next time, go get them.